Good morning. Welcome everyone to the One Dharma Center. Today we come together to remember the 104th anniversary of the Self-Transformation Day and the commitment that Master Sotaesan's first 9 disciples showed. This day holds significant meaning as we honor the foundational principles of One Buddhism, that unwavering dedication to the Dharma and the well-being of all sentient beings without any hesitation. Today, we are also delighted to host the Dharma naming ceremony, in which we celebrate 9 Dharma friends who have chosen to take their first steps into their Dharma journey with their One Buddhist names. As a community, we'll witness their journey and bless their path. Today's service will also provide an opportunity for us to contemplate our own spiritual paths. To collect our focused mind, let us begin our gathering with meditation practice, followed by a prayer and a chant. So now, if needed, rearrange your sitting posture, either on your mat or in your chair. Sitting up tall and high. Your lower back straighten up, your shoulder feels relaxed. With your ears aligned with your shoulders, slightly tucked in your chin, so your gaze comfortably downward on the floor. You may keep your eyes open. Breathe. Breathe through your nose, slowly and comfortably. Keep breathing. Feel the nice air comes in and out through your nose, all the way down to your lower abdomen. During these 10 minutes of sitting, your minds and hearts can rest with your breathing. Page 1, Yeongju prayer chant. Page 1, Yeongju prayer chant.
영주 영계야 심정 만사여야 심동 전지여와 동일체하여 전지동
심정
천지영기야 심정 만사여야 심동 전지여와 동일체하여 전지동
심정
천지영기야 심정 만사여야 심동
지여와 동일체하여 전지동 심정
천지영기야
심정 만사여야 심동 지여와 동일체하여 전지동 심정
천지영기야 심정 만사여야 심동
지여와 동일체하여
전지동
심정 천지영기야 심정 만사여야 심도 천지여와 동일체하여 천지동 심정 천지영기야 심정 만사여야 심동 천지여와 동일체하여 천지동 심정. Now we are offering a prayer. Please join your minds and hearts together. Join your palms together.
May heaven and earth watch over us. May parents watch over us. May fellow beings respond to us. May Lord respond to us. Dharmakaya Buddha 4-4 degrees. Today on August 20th, the annual observation of the historical moment in Won Buddhism. We celebrate the anniversary of self-transformation and dedication of Sotaesan's first 9 disciples. We honor the founding spirit of Won Buddhism, a willingness to dedicate ourselves fully without any hesitation to the Dharma and to all sentient beings. May we understand that we have the infinite capacities to be kind and harmonious, regardless of our differences. May our egoistic selves be transformed with the threefold practice. May our flowers of selfless service blossom. Dharmakaya Buddha 4-4 degrees. We are today very saddened to hear about the loss of a life and destruction caused by the wildfires on Hawaii land of Maui. We truly wish to link our minds and hearts with all those suffering from this tragedy, especially those whose loved ones have died or are missing now. During this wildfire outbreak, may all Won Buddhists and all people in the whole world hope and pray. Those experiencing this tragedy will overcome all obstacles, both internal and external. May all those affected by these fires restore their inner strength and peace as soon as possible. May this tragedy be transformed into a stepping stone for this society, so we may grow and mature as one and learn to live together in great peace. As one world family, in one household, may we realize our common goal to realize a peaceful and awakened world. This we pray with one mind and heart and dedicate 4 bows.
Remaining in sitting, please join us in bowing. Sutra chanting continues, page 2.
일원상 vow. L1 is the realm of samadhi, beyond words and speech the gateway, person the transcending being, the origin of heaven and earth's parents, fellow beings that lost the true nature. All Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, sentient beings, one manifest as both permanent, permanence view as permanent, one unfolds into an infinite that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is. One unself, one unfolds into infinite through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the four forms of birth, we transform through the six realms of being, progressing or regressing, with grace arising from harm or harm from grace, still for we unawake. Vatu practice solati remodeling, Elvansang the Dharma Kaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing. Grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of one, become one with the nature of one.
Won Buddhism is 108 years old, relatively young, right? It was its 4th year that the Dharma name was given to people for the first time. These Dharma name recipients were the initial 9 disciples of Master Sotaesan. Have you ever pondered the origins of these Won Buddhist Dharma names? A couple of our friends have put together stories to share about it.
When Won Buddhism began in the early 1900s, Korea was a poor country with few resources. The Korean peninsula is fairly small, and most of the land is comprised of mountains. So any extra piece of land for farming was of great value. In 1918, 2 years after Sotaesan's great enlightenment, he directed a levee project to fill in some marshland to make more land for farming. This project modeled his teaching motto:
body and mind come together truth and life work together.
In order to fund this levy project, Sote-san's followers practiced thrift and diligence by setting up a savings association. Once enough funds were gathered, Sote-san and his followers started to build a dike to protect a stretch of land from the sea. In those days, there were no bobcats or bulldozers, and creating such a large dike solely by hand and with wheelbarrows seemed impossible. Some people in the village ridiculed the project. Nonetheless, Sote-san's followers had faith in their teacher, and they willingly did hard physical labor, carrying mountains of dirt. With great leadership by Sote-san and faith from his followers, the levee project was completed in 1919, and the 23 newly created acres of fertile land provided the livelihood and income for the initial stage of Won Buddhism. After finishing the levee project, the master selected his 9 most faithful followers and guided them to pray for the deliverance of human beings from suffering. Every day, these 9 disciples hiked to the top of a designated mountain and prayed for human beings to become masters of material things instead of being enslaved by material power.
These days, material civilization grows daily with immense power, while the human spirit that should be making use of material things has steadily weakened. Due to this, there is no peace of mind in the world. Please pray that human beings may become free from suffering and not controlled by material power. Your mind is the mind of heaven. If you deeply concentrate and are completely free of selfishness, you will move the heavens, and your prayers will be answered.
Following Sote-san's guidance, the 9 disciples prayed every day with single-mindedness. After 100 days, on August 21st, 1919, Sote-san and the 9 disciples sat down in a circle. In the center, there was a bowl of water to symbolize pure spirit. Sote-san said to them,
You have been consistently praying for the last 100 days, but I don't see any signs that your prayers have been heard. Please check within yourself to see whether your prayers have been completely sincere, without any distraction from your self-attached nature. Let me ask you, are you willing to sacrifice everything, even your lives, for the deliverance of all suffering beings? Are you willing to manifest your prayer into action, even at the cost of your own life?
up to that time in Korea, the intentional sacrifice of one's life was considered an honorable and deeply poignant way of expressing dedication to an important cause.
Dear teacher, it is a great honor for us to dedicate our lives to save the many people who are suffering. We are overwhelmed that you trust us and that you have chosen us.
This is a critical moment for humanity. I have asked you if you are willing to sacrifice your lives, and you have said yes. If you have any remaining concerns or worries, please share them now.
Several disciples voiced their concerns.
Even though I'm willing to sacrifice my life, I'm worried about my elderly mother who would be left alone.
Yes, I'm concerned about my children growing up without their father's presence.
And the youngest disciple, Chong San, said,
My primary concern is for you, dear teacher, Master Soda-san. I fear that you might have to endure hardships because you have asked us to sacrifice our lives.
Upon hearing what his disciples shared, Sote-san remained silent for a while, and then spoke.
Your concerns are understandable, but humanity's future is at stake. So, from your wholehearted concentration and sincerity, go ahead and put your thumbprint under your name to show your commitment.
But teacher, there is no ink for us to use.
Just use your bare thumb.
To show their resolve, and without using ink, each disciple first dipped his thumb into some water and then pressed it onto a piece of white paper. After this, Sote-san and his disciples walked out of the room. The disciples headed toward the mountains, where they were to surrender their lives with deepest sincerity in prayer for the good of all. Sote-san walked back inside and found that the thumb-printed paper had changed. He immediately went outside and called the disciples back.
Come and look. Your thumbprints have turned as red as blood. Your minds have moved the divine spirits of heaven and earth. As of this moment, you have fully dedicated yourselves to selfless service for the world. Therefore, whenever in the future you are carrying out your work, despite all hardships and mortal dangers, do not allow your conviction of today to change.
The 9 disciples were overjoyed. Their faces shined with the light of liberation and the realization of what had happened. Sote-san then took the paper in hand, evidence of a single heart and mind, and burnt it as an offering of deep gratitude for the seal of approval from heaven and earth. Turning toward the disciples, he then gave each of them their Dharma name and honorary title as a symbol that their individual selves had died and that their greater selves were now born.
Now, we'll welcome 2023 Wongi 108 Dharma name recipients: Felicia Adams, Ryan Tiano, Pete McPartland, Linda Close, Gilad Melchio, Phil Roebuck, Karen Rosand, Emma Swickard, and John Strass. Dharma name recipients will offer their vow to Dharmakaya Buddha Fourfold Grace.
Dharmakaya Buddha, Fourfold Grace, we are willing to devote ourselves to cultivating a new mind, body, and spirit. Please watch over and bless the Dharma path as we follow the threefold practice and a life of gratitude. I understand that my new Dharma name signifies my rebirth as a sincere Won Buddhist practitioner. Now I wholeheartedly receive the first 10 precepts. May I honor these precepts sincerely, following them with a beginner's mind until they have been mastered.
As representing the essential items of mindfulness practice, the first 10 precepts are given to them, and they will offer 10 standing bows.
1. Do not kill without due cause. 2. Do not steal. 3. Do not commit sexual misconduct. 4. Do not consume intoxicants without due cause. 5. Do not gamble or play idle games. 6. Do not use harsh speech. 7. Do not fight without due cause. 8. Do not embezzle public funds. 9. Do not borrow or lend money between close friends without due cause. 10. Do not smoke tobacco without due cause.
Now, Dharma name recipients, please turn around. And we'll give them a big round of applause. Now it is time to present their Dharma name cards. Venerable Chuksanim will present their cards. With our love and blessings, we'll witness their name being given to them, and we'll offer a collective applause to celebrate this joyful moment together at the very end. Felicia Adams, please come forward. Dharma name, Won Jung Hwa. Let's say the name together. Won Jung Hwa, meaning center flower. And the gift is, and prayer bead. They got 2 gifts. And look at that pretty gift box. 1 circle gift box. Thank you. Thank you. Felicia, you may come back to your standing spot. Ryan Diano. Dharma name, Won Chi Kwang. Won Chi Kwang, light of wisdom. Pete McPartland. Dharma name, Won Seung Yong. Won Seung Yong, Ascending dragon. Linda Close. Dharma name Won Hyo In. Won Hyo In. Awakening with virtue. Gilad Malkiel. Dharma name Won Shin Song. Won Shin Song, meaning faith and dedication. Philip Roebuck. Dharma name Won Chi Yong. Won Chi Yong, wisdom and courage. Karen Rosend. Dharma name Won Hwa Vin. Won Hwa Vin, shiny and illuminating, just like she is. Emma Swickard. Dharma name Won Hyun Ju. Won Hyun Ju, jewel of wisdom and virtue. Lastly, John Strauss. Dharma name Won Chong He. Won Chong He, righteousness and wisdom. Now, let us give them a big round of applause once again. Congratulations. Among them, we'll listen to three friends sharing about the meaning of receiving their Dharma names. John, Emma, and Karen. And rest of you, please back to your seat. John, come here.
Good morning. Okay. First, I just wanted to speak about the meaning of my Dharma name and broaden it to the larger group. My Dharma name, Zhang He, which means righteousness or justice and wisdom, was given to me by Reverend Dosung Yu while I was attending a Won spiritual retreat this past April and May. Reverend Yu described the name as follows: when our mind is brought to be still and calm, that is, staying in the oneness of our true nature and not divided, our mind naturally becomes righteous and correct. When we sweep away all the dust of wandering thoughts and unwholesome desires, with the broom of meditation or chanting, for example, wisdom naturally arises. It is similar to the situation when ripples disappear on the surface of a lake, and the lake can then accurately reflect the moonlight. Wisdom and a peaceful or focused state of mind cannot be separated. Reverend Yu stated that my name, Dharma name, represents the threefold practice, including spiritual cultivation, cultivation of wisdom, and choice in action, which is spiritual mind practice. What does it mean to me to receive a Dharma name, and why is it important? My Dharma name signifies my connection to my true inner nature rather than the world of everyday existence. It also solidifies my connection to the Won Buddhist community and reminds me of my spiritual commitment to practice meditation, read scripture, and engage with the Sangha. It is a reminder of a spiritual goal to aspire to as I walk along the Buddhist path. I am honored to have received this name and hope I am deserving of it. I thank the Won community very deeply and sincerely for bestowing this name on me and encouraging me on my path. Thank you.
Good morning. It is said that the beginning of wisdom is to call things by their right names. We are taught the importance of names at a very young age. When we first learned to speak as babies, most of us probably named our parents, Mama and Dada. When we first learned to write, the first words we ever traced by following the dots on the paper was of our own names. As we discovered the world, we were taught to name every animal, every morsel of food, every loved one, every feeling. Naming them helped us lock these concepts in our mind, granting them a permanence, because names have power. Across every culture, our names connect each of us to our own identity and individuality. And through many religious traditions, names are used to communicate a new beginning or new direction in a person's life. I received my Dharma name earlier this year from Reverend Yu. He told me he had prayed over it and that it arose in his mind. Hyun has two meanings, wisdom and virtue. Ju means jewel or gem. Many times it means a crystal ball, which symbolizes our true name or original mind. So Hyunju means jewel of wisdom and virtue. He said that my Dharma name would guide me in my practice and in my life so that my true nature can be revealed. By taking a Dharma name, one vows to walk the Dharma path. It means we are determined to reset our life goals to attain great enlightenment for the benefit of all beings. For me, receiving a Dharma name is a way to connect with the divine and deepen my spirituality. It is an acknowledgement of my commitment to my practice and a connection to this Dharma community. So I thank Won Dharma for this privilege. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So for the last 12 years, I have basically been skirting around the Won Dharma Center, working in the office, getting to know the ministers, some who have moved on, but the difference was that I was always rushing off after. I was always rushing to another job. I was always rushing to my small business, rushing to teach a yoga class. I was never staying still for very long. So that's why I describe my practice as kind of like a dining needle on the water, just kind of touching down here and there and then flittering away. So that I felt this year needed to change for me. Last year I lost my husband, And for 33 years, we were committed to supporting each other's happiness. And that was a huge part of my life. And it's not as if I didn't absorb the Dharma while I was here. I certainly did. My life was my practice. I used to joke in the staff meetings that my marriage was my practice. And it certainly was. But now that he's gone, I've spent the last year and a few months keeping myself as busy as I possibly could in order to give myself the diversion to process the grief. And now I need to do something different. Now I need to be at home, I need to be still, and I need to nurture commitment or nurture relationships other than the ones I had or have. And there are so many faces in this room that I've seen for 12 years that I know you, but I don't know you, if you know what I mean. So I asked if they would be kind enough to give me a Dharma name, and they were so gracious. They were shocked that I asked. They were shocked that I didn't have one. And even someone said, finally. This Dharma name means to me a commitment to the Dharma, to a deeper practice, to being still. Ginger said to me, how many times a month do you think you can come to the service and not leave after you teach yoga? Well, that was a gentle way of saying, you know, maybe you can practice a little more with us. Anyhow, so I am just totally blessed and grateful to be here. And I really do want to commit my time and energy to getting to know all of you a little bit better and to being that illuminating, shiny light that they gave me to others. So thank you so very much, Ginger and everyone else.
Wow, that was really good. Thank you for your sharing, and thank you all of you for sitting here. Let's continue our celebration. This time we'll sing a song for everybody. One Dharma singers, please come forward. So Kyumonim will share 2 songs in Korean. You can find the lyrics in your pamphlet, page 3. Path to Buddha and Blossoms Bloom.
어두운 길 외로운 길 헤매이다가 즐거이 법문에 들었나이다. 이 몸이 보살되고 부처 되도록 나갈 뿐 물러서지 말게 하소서. 이 몸이 보살되고 부처 되도록 나갈 뿐 물러서지 말게 하소서. 꽃이 피네 꽃이 피네 하늘꽃이 피네 꽃이 꽃이 피네 꽃이 피네 하늘꽃이 피네 여기저기 하늘꽃 하늘 땅 가득하니 평화는 오리 평화는 오리 참 평화가 오리라 꽃이 피네 꽃이 피네 하늘꽃이 피네 꽃이 피네 꽃이 피네 하늘꽃이 피네 여기저기 하늘꽃 하늘 땅 가득하니 개벽이 되리 개벽이 되리 참 개벽이 되리다 개벽이 되리 개벽이 되리 참 개벽이 되리라
Not. Thank you. How were we? Thank you. Now we are going to receive a Dharma message from Venerable Chuksanim, the head Dharma master of One Buddhism, USA. Please join your palms together. Let us welcome Chuksanim and Reverend Yu.
Good morning, everyone. Congratulations to 9 persons who received Dharma names. Congratulations. I love you. Dharmakaya Buddha bless you. I respect you. Why did I say respect? Why did I say respect? Because you vowed to become a Buddha. And you are a Buddha. 부처를 소원하고.
You sincerely vowed to become a Buddha.
자체가 부처이기 때문에 그렇다.
And the bigger thing is that you are originally a Buddha.
그래서 존경한다고.
That's why I respect you. Everybody respect you.
여기 있는 모든 분들이 다 그렇다고.
Everybody has that Buddha within ourselves and will venerate.
근데 오늘 번명을 받는 의미.
So let's think about the real, authentic meaning of receiving Dharma name this morning.
번명을 받는다는 의미는 대단히 큰 의미가 있다.
So it's a huge, important, and a turning point for your life to receive a Dharma name.
법인절의 의미와 상통한다고.
So one of the celebratory events in One Buddhism is a Dharma Authentication Day.
구인 선진들이 한국에서 영광이 굉장히 초인이었다고. 길룡이가.
So 9 disciples originally came from Yeonggwangtan, which is located in a very rural area.
구인 선진들이 그냥 가정에서 자기 가족만 위하고 그리고 그 지역에서 그냥 살아갈 사람들이었다고.
So think about that. They were supposed to live their lives just for their families in that small town. That's many people's destiny.
그런데 대종사님을 만나서
But they happened to meet our founding master.
창생을 위하는 기도를 올렸다.
So they offered the prayer for the deliverance of all sentient beings. It's amazing.
가정만을 위하는 의식에서
So their mindset or value system to live for the sake of their own families.
창생을 위하는 그 생각으로 의식이 전환이 됐다.
So their consciousness was transformed to live their life for the benefit of all people.
우리 인생을 살아가는 데서 가장 기쁜 날이 어느 날이냐고 한번
So think
물어보세요.
about that. Which day is the most happy, the happiest day in your life?
돈이 생길 때인가요?
For example, when
권력-
you make a fortune,
권력이 생길 때,
or when you become a very powerful
좋은
person,
친구를 만날 때,
or when you happen to meet a great friend, and so on,
여러 가지 내가 원하던 좋은 물건이 생길
or
때,
you happen to acquire something you really would like to possess.
그럴까요?
These are happy events, of course,
내 삶을 살아가다가
but
어느 계기가 돼서
when we live our lives, or at some point in our life,
내 의식이 한 바퀴 바꿔졌어요.
when my mindset, my consciousness was transformed to the higher level.
의식이 바꿔진다는 것은 삶의 방향이 바꿔진다는 뜻이에요.
What does that mean for our consciousness to be changed? It means our life direction, our value system has been shifted.
나만을 위하는 이기주의로 살아갔어요.
Many people tend to live in a very egoistic way, just for ourselves.
근데 어느 날 생각이 바뀌어졌어요.
But one day, our mind has been changed.
나도 위하지만 다른 사람을 위하면서 살아가는 삶으로 바꿔졌어요.
Not only we are supposed to live for ourselves, of course, but for the benefit of ourselves. The scope of I has been broadened.
엄청난 삶의 변화라고.
It's a drastic and huge transformation.
삶이 확장되는 거라고.
It has been broadened and enlarged.
나만을 위하는 동물일수록 점진적으로 삶의 폭이 좁아진다고.
So think about the animal who just live for themselves. The scope of their life, their vision is very narrow.
이타적인 다른 사람을 위해서 살아가는 삶이 넓혀지도록 자기 인생이 확장이 된다.
The more we tend to live for other beings, the scope of our life will become broadened. Our life become more and more lofty.
이 법명을 받는다는 것은 그래서 중요한 의미가 있다.
So this is related with the meaning of receiving Dharma name.
법명이 그냥 법명이 아니라고요.
So think about what Dharma name means in the very truthful way.
육신에도 다 이름이 하나씩 있다고.
For example, our body, we also have our own name, legal name, secular name, and so on.
사람이 태어나서 이름을 붙인다고.
As soon as we are born, we are started to be named by
육신에
something.
붙여진 이름이라고.
It's the name that's attached to our body.
그래서 이름을 부르면 멀리 가다가도 휙 돌아본다.
That's why somebody calls us, our body automatically turn around. Somebody calls behind
그래서
us.
육신은 부모로부터 물려받은 몸이라고.
This body, we basically received from our parents.
그래서 혈연의 성취가 다 붙어 있다고.
That's why our family has the same family name.
그런데 마음에는 성취가 있을까요? 물어보시.
Think about your mind or consciousness. Does that have a family name? Can any name be attached with that pure space?
마음에 성이 있을까요?
Does it have a surname?
그래서 저는 이번에 이 법명 반응을 보면서 느꼈다고.
So I realized a couple of days ago when I was reported all these wonderful people received the Dharma name.
마음은 뿌리가 어딜까요?
What is the root of our mind and heart? but the origin of our consciousness.
마음은 진리의 뿌리를 했다.
It's rooted on the universal truth, the truth itself.
이론의 뿌리했다.
It's one in one Buddhism.
성품의 뿌리했다.
It's rooted in our true nature or original mind.
그래서 마음은 성이 하나라고.
So we all have our true family name, one single name.
한국에서
One.
나는 황도국이라고 부른다.
So my legal name in Korea is 도국 황, 도국, Dharma name 도국.
근데 황은 우리 가족의 성씨를 따서 붙인 이름이에요.
황 is my family name.
법명으로 보면 원도국이야 맞다고.
So from the perspective of the truth, I should be called one 도국, one circle.
마음은 진리의 뿌리였다.
Because our mind and body essentially are rooted in the truth
그래서
of one.
법명을 받는 것은 진리의 근원에서 살아라는 뜻이 있다.
So the authentic meaning that we receive our Dharma name is all Dharma received are supposed to live based on the universal truth.
그대로는 육신이 하자는 대로 따라서 살았다고.
In old days, many people we lived according to the desire of this body, six sense organs.
이제는 마음이 중심이 돼서 삶을 이끌어 가야 돼.
Now the center of our life, the direction of our life itself should be our original mind, the truth.
그런데 처음에는 마음을 어떻게 쓸 줄을 모른다고.
But beginning practitioners are not quite sure how to use their mind well.
그래서 법의 기준에서 쓰라는 거라고.
That's why we need to study scripture. It should using our mind should be founded on the Dharma.
그래서 오늘 10계문을 받은 거라.
That's why you all received 10 precepts, 10 items of mindfulness.
마음을 쓸 때 그것을 잘 지키라는 뜻이야.
So when you use your mind in your daily life, think about the 10 precepts.
이것은 원불교 10계명이 아니라.
This precept is not just one Buddhism thing. It's a very much universal thing.
대종상께는 일반 모든 사람이 선하게 착하게 살아갈 수 있는 10가지 조목을 말씀해 주셨다.
This is 10 kinds of mindfulness in order for every people can live a very ethical and good life.
일반 모든 사람도 이 10가지 계문을 지켜나가야 된다.
So each and every person in this world should observe these 10 kinds of ethical conduct.
그동안은 나만을 위해서 살았다고요.
In old days, many people just lived for ourselves.
그 계문의 내용 속에는 무엇이냐면 나만을 위하던 삶에서 이타적인 삶으로
So when you observe
나가는
the
뜻이다.
contents of these 10 precepts, is the drastic change from the egoistic life to altruistic lifestyle.
나를 위해서 생명을 죽이고 그랬다고.
So as the story goes, 9 disciples sacrificed themselves for the sake of all sentient beings. That's the spirit.
이제는 같이 공존하면서 살아가야 돼.
You have to live with others in harmony ways all together.
나의 삶이 확장이 되는 거라.
Then our life would become very different and very much really highly enhanced.
어떤 사람들은 어떻게 사람을 속여서 내가 돈을 벌까 생각하고 있다.
Think about that. Some people think about how to delude other people and make a lot of money. Some people live in that way.
근데 우리는
But we, the practitioners,
무엇인가 다른 사람을 위하면서 같이 공존하면서 살아가야 돼.
to make an effort how to benefit others. That is the difference.
우리는 무한한 보고를 가지고 있다고.
Each and every person have a great treasure or a gem within our mind and heart.
돈이 없어서 보시를 못하는 것이 아니라
It is not we cannot donate things because we lack money. We are not rich.
몸으로 봉사할 수 있고
We can physically help others.
마음을 수없이 내 가지고 기도해주고 다른 사람을 위해주고 다른 사람을 위해서 빌어줄 수 있다고.
Or we can offer prayer. We can help others spiritually, mentally. in a very diverse way.
아무리 마음을 벗었어도 마음은 닳아지지 않는다고.
Unlike our material things, how much you use your mind and heart, it's not worn out. It's still there.
무한 보고를 가지고 있는데 사람들이 쓰지를 않는.
Limitless treasures and gem, people are not aware, and people cannot utilize.
마음의
them.
빗장을 딱 챙겨놨다.
They lack themselves. The treasure cannot reveal
절대 다른
itself.
사람을 위해서 나는 빌어주면 안 돼.
So some people think, I should pray for myself. Why? For others.
다른 사람을 위하는 마음을 가지면 안 돼.
I should not have that kind of a mindset like being altruistic or being.
빗장이 강하면 강할수록 점점 삶을 좁아진다.
The more we lock ourselves with this kind of a mindset, the narrower the scope of our life would become.
조그마한 자기 세계 속에서 산다고.
So think about the how narrow or broad our life is right now.
때문에 오늘 법명을 받으면서 삶의 대전환이 일어나야 된다.
So the Dharma name recipient, it's a great turning point for your life in your value system and the direction of your life.
첫 번째는 법명을 받는 것은 부처를 서원하고 부처가 될 그 뜻이 그 속에 들어 있다고.
So the primary meaning, the first meaning of receiving a Dharma name is we consolidate our aspiration to attain Buddhahood.
두 번째는 삶이 거듭나는 이 삶으로 전환이 돼야 된다.
The second meaning is I should be reborn spiritually in our daily life.
앞으로 세 번째는 앞으로 삶을 살아갈 때 이타행을 다른 사람을 위하면서 살아가라고.
So the third meaning is I should lead the life of helping others, serving others.
그러면 이 10계명만 지키면 우리 인간 세계 속에서는 가장 착한 사람의 반열 속에 오른다고.
So if you sincerely observe these 10 precepts or item of mindfulness, you are in the best group of the humanities.
소태산 대종사께서 말씀하시기를
So this is what our founding master said.
앞으로 원불교 법명증을 가지고 가면 취직하는데 우대를 해줄 것이라고 말씀해 주셨다.
Our founding master Sotasan said that in the near future, if you have a very good job, when you submit your resume, if you submit along with your Dharma name card, you will be hired.
근데 저는 처음에 그 말씀을 이해를
When I first heard that word, I could not understand. I could not believe that.
원불교 알지도 못하는데 뭐 카드 법명증 갖다 줬다고 우대해 주겠냐고.
Think about those people, your employee, the future employee does not know one Buddhism at all, but how could you give it some extra merit?
근데 생각해 봅시다.
But when I thought about that for a while,
원불교 들어가서 10계명만 잘 지켜.
think about it. You received the 10 precepts, and we tried to observe.
세상에서 가장 착한 사람이 돼.
So you are one of the highest group, at least.
이 사람을 선택 않겠냐?
So they will pick you up in some position.
공금을 범하여 쓰지 않아.
For example, do not embezzle the public.
싸우지 않아.
Do not argue with other people.
잡기를 하지 않아.
Do not play idle, unnecessary games.
술을 많이 마시고 흥청망청하지 않아.
Drink without due cause.
도둑질 안 해.
Or do not steal.
심규관 돈 빌려줘 가지고 막 시끄러울 일이 없어.
Do not lend money to your closer friend, which can cause a lot of trouble.
담배를 피우자고 마약을 피우지 않고 자기 건강 관리를 잘해. 건강 관리를 잘해.
Take care of their body and mind very well.
이 사람 선택 안 할까요?
So think about that. You observe these 10 precepts. Anybody will hire you.
나중에 이해가 갔어요. 아,
So
원불교
really,
법명증을 가지고 가면 우대를 해주겠구나.
I came to understand our founding master's word. It may be very much truthful. If I submit my Dharma
앞으로
card, they will hire
미국에서
me.
조금 더 가면 원불교 법명증 가면 취직하는데 우대해 줄 거라고.
So keep in mind what I said, the Dharma name card.
설령 법명을 받지 않았다고 하더라도
Even though you have not received the Dharma name,
10가지 이상은 정말 우리가 지켜야 할 사항이라고.
if all people observe these 10 precepts,
그리고 마지막에 한 가지가 더 있다.
so one last thing I would like to say,
나만 그래야 되겠냐?
Is that just for ourselves to observe the precepts? Observe the precepts?
나는 그렇게 살아가는데
So I live in that way, for example.
옆 사람은
What about our loved ones around
자기만을 위해서
ourselves?
살아가려고 그래.
We have to awaken them.
그럼 그 집안이 편하겠냐고.
So if I just live in a very ethical life, other people don't in our family, their family may not progress very well, may not live in harmonious way.
함께 서로 배려하고
We need help and support others among
서로
ourselves.
위해주고
Support ourselves.
내가 좀 뒤로 양보해주고
Yield, always yield first.
그러면 그 집안이 평화롭고
Then the family, first of all, would become very peaceful and harmonious.
그래서 오늘 이 법명을 받는 의미는 대단히 크다.
So today, why don't we reflect the meaning of receiving
그러는
Dharma name
여러분들은
altogether?
육신이 하는 대로 따라가지 마라.
So from now on, we are not supposed to follow this body,
육신이
these sensory organs.
육신이 따라가는 거, 업을 따라가는 거라고.
If we follow our body, we just follow.
카르마.
We just plant our karmic seed in our mind and heart.
마음이 중심이 돼서 업을 활용하라고.
Your mind, your original mind should be the center of your life.
그렇게 되면 완전히 삶의 차원이 달라진다.
If your original mind or true nature become the central figure in your life would become very different.
우리만 그래서는 안 된다고.
So it's not just for ourselves.
호디스 있는 이 지역의 모든 사람들이 그렇게 살아야
All
돼.
people in Hudson should realize this truth.
미국에 있는 모든 사람이 그렇게 살아간다면
All men in the United States as
미국은
well.
세계의 정신적 선진국이 될 거라고.
If all people in the USA realize this truth and at least try to make its the effort, then USA would become far more developed, respected country.
그것을 우리가 염원해야 된다고.
That kind of a thing, we should aspire to realize that. It should be our vow.
그리고 그렇게 될 수 있도록 노력을 해가.
And we should make an effort to actualize, realize that.
그러면 미국은 정말로 좋은 세상이 될 거라.
Then this whole world would become very different. Will paradise can be realized.
소태산 대종사께서 앞으로 한량없이 좋은 세상이 돌아온다.
Our founding master predicted the future. Unprecedented, great, bright world will become unfolding in the near future.
과학은 한정없이 발달되어 간다. 과학.
In the science and the technology is advancing endlessly right now.
다만 마음을 잘 써야 된다.
But the point is that we have to use our mind and spirit very well.
정신이 바로 서있어야 된다.
Our mind and heart, our spirit should be centered first.
그래서 우리 삶을 잘 갖고 가야 된다.
Then we can cultivate and nurture our life well.
나뿐만 아니라 우리
Not just
모두 다
for
같이.
ourselves, but for others, for all humanities in this world.
다시 한번 번명 받으심을 깊이 축하드립니다.
I congratulate once more
I
on
love you.
receiving Dharma name.
Dharmakaya Buddha bless you. Dharmakaya bless you. Buddha bless you. I respect you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I never heard him speak in English this long, this many words before. You are truly blessed. So if any of you would like to learn more about the process of receiving a Dharma name, please see me anytime. I'm happy to help you with that. So we are doing this ceremony once a year. We'll continue our celebration of Dharma through now potluck lunch and outdoor music concert. Yay. And Kathy has more to share about that. Kathy, you want to stand up and share?
Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. This is my favorite celebration. I have to say. And thank you all. It's such a privilege and an honor to watch you all receive your Dharma names because I know your hearts and your sincerity, and it's such a gift. And to watch you make your vow and to get your precepts. But it was reminding me that this is also an opportunity for us to return that vow and vow to support them on their path, because we don't do this alone. And when you're part of a Sangha, that means we just are never alone. So with that said, we are going to, as a community, we're going to take a group photo. So that will be evidence of a single heart and mind, right? That'll be our evidence. And then afterwards, we'll have lunch, and inside or outside, so sit wherever you would like. So we'll have our potluck lunch, and then we'll have dessert outside and enjoy wonderful music from our local amazing musicians and practitioners. But thank you. And thank you, Venerable Juksanim, for English. It was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Two more things to share. From August 31st, there will be Taiji basic classes for 3 Thursdays. We have flyers in the lobby. And starting from September 6th, we'll have somatic arts and yoga classes. What is that? You can find more information in the lobby through the flyers. The One Dharma Center Temple is self-supporting through your donations. Your generosity practice is always appreciated. Today, we have set up a separate donation container at the entrance to gather contributions aimed at assisting the victims of the Hawaii wildfires. The fund collected will be sent to the One Buddhist Temple in Hawaii. And through this local temple, the donations will be channeled to the most suitable organizations in Hawaii working towards wildfire relief. So we thank you in advance for your generosity practice. Before we conclude, let's open our arms all the way to your side, all the way up. Wiggle your body. It has been long, 30 minutes. And arms down. This concludes our service, special service today, this morning. Thank you all for your practice. Now please help us to take a photo before we have our lunch. So push all the mats to the back. You don't have to arrange the mat, just push a little bit to the back. And some of you can help us with bring chairs front